And you are listening to KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. My name is Mike Hagan. It's 9 o'clock on Friday morning, and that means it's time for Open Mic Radio. Let's get things going here with a song from the Woodsmiths. This is called The Devil's Hands. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes.
This fire was born from the devil's hands. This fire was born from the devil's hands. And it burned, lighting up the sky. And it burned down the mountainside. The smoke, the wind, the smoke, the wind, blowing smoke in the wind. Your heart was born from the devil's hands. Your heart was forged by the devil's hands. You're so cold, oh you know you're so cold. You're with me, only so I'm told. Want me gone, want me gone, want me gone, want me gone. Go and walk out the door. My soul was born from the devil's hands. My soul was forged by the devil's hands. I'm so wrong, I know I treat you so wrong. Want me home, but I'm always gone. You're too tough to cry. You're too tough to cry. I'm wiping tears from your eyes.
Alrighty. That one is called The Devil's Hands. It's a song from the Woodsmiths, who will be joining me here in the studio shortly. It is Mike, and you're listening to Open Mic Radio on KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. Welcome to the program. It's Friday, the 4th of January, 2019. First show of the year. Glad to be with y'all. Looking like a pretty nice day out there, considering it's the middle of winter. It's supposed to be like 50 degrees, I think, today. It's also First Friday in Columbia. So there's a lot going on tonight and this afternoon. So thanks for tuning in. Got a fun show in store for you this morning. Got some new friends with me. Going to be playing some music for us. The Woodsmiths will be here. If you're out and about, swing by, say hello. 915 East Broadway. As you know, down here we kind of open the doors on Friday mornings and say hello to our friends. I would like to say thank you before we get to some more music here. Thanks to Kelly and Andy and John Randall from the Hoot and Hollers for coming down a couple weeks ago and just for being so awesome. Also, Molly Jean called in that day. Molly's fantastic too. So thanks to all you guys for getting involved in the program. On the 21st of December, the Hoot and Hollers released a new record called Live in Missouri. That was back on the 21st when they were here in the station with me. But anyway, that album is fantastic, and you can check it out if you have the chance or the will. And if you listened to my program last Monday night, we did like a New Year's Eve sort of special on Orbit Radio, and we featured that whole record. So we played the entire Live in Missouri record from the Hoot and Hollers, and it's fantastic. So anyway, thanks to John and Andy and Kelly. You guys are great, and glad you got a little time off here and enjoy yourselves before you get back on the road. Head out there to United Kingdom, play some shows again with the Dead South. All right, it's Mike, and we're going to keep it going here with the music. This one is from a record that's called Is Christmas Over Yet? And it is, and this is the Woodsmiths. It's called Broke for Christmas. You're listening to it on KOPN 89.5 FM. It's Open Mic Radio.
Christmas 20 with no presents under the tree. I'm waiting for my last paycheck before I hit the holiday mess. Maybe there'll be some gifts for me. So I'll be broke for Christmas. Lucky if I have $1 to my name. Spend every cent I had on a gift made you mad, but I got some whiskey saved New Year's Eve. Didn't get a bonus for Christmas. Told me my last day was the 23rd. Merry Christmas, son of a bitch. Here's your check and have yourself a happy New Year. So I'll be broke for Christmas. Lucky if I have $1 to my name. And I spent every cent I had on a gift that made you mad, but I got some whiskey saved for New Year's Eve. Santa didn't come for Christmas. Must have been drunk, thrown on by. The lights were on piece of junk won't jump. I'm throwing all my presents in your car. It's just another Christmas morning, as beautiful as I'd ever seen. It's just another Christmas morning, as beautiful as I'd ever seen. Grandma's getting drunk in the kitchen, asking when I get together my life. She'll just condescend and pray to Jesus, rub it in my face tonight. It's just another Christmas morning, as beautiful as I'd ever seen. It's just another Christmas morning, as beautiful as I'd ever seen. Not singing happy birthday to Jesus, who blow out the candles on his cake, and always give me the same thing for Christmas. Another year of resentment and hate. It's just another Christmas morning, beautiful as I'd ever seen. It's just another Christmas morning, as beautiful as I'd ever seen.
All right. That is another Christmas morning from the Woodsmiths. And we also heard Broke for Christmas before that one. And it's Mike. You're listening to Open Mic Radio on KOPN Columbia. And yeah, I've got the Woodsmiths in here in the studio with me. And before we get any further, let's turn on some microphones and say hello to these guys. Hi, guys. What's going on?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I got Derek. I got Corey. Corey, duh, yeah, and Jordan from the Woodsmiths, and let's say hi. So first, Derek, you're a local guy, or
Yeah, I grew up here in town.
yeah?
Yeah, I would say I've been around for quite a long while. Me and Cory known each other since like junior high school.
Long time. We're old now.
Yeah, exactly.
Corey, I'm going to have you get right on that microphone, okay? And Jordan, yours, there's a little arrow, so make sure you're talking into that one there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about you, Jordan? Where are you from?
St. Louis originally, but I've been in town since 2007. So I've been here a hot minute.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, you were playing all the Christmas music this morning.
well, in fact, the reason that, not the reason that it got you on the air, but when I was reminded of it, we were in Roachport a few weeks ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but they had the Christmas Carol competition or something like that. There were people caroling, running around town and getting free drinks and stuff like that. But you guys were there, and it turns out that, I don't know, there was some sort of a mix-up or whatever, and you weren't actually in the competition because your songs were too raunchy or something like that. But you ended up sitting down in the Roachport store for an hour or two, and we were lucky enough to be there, and that was real fun.
Yeah, I didn't want to ruin everyone's Christmas. I figured it would be for the best to let them do their thing, and we go elsewhere and do our thing. Because I heard it's going to be super casual. Then I walk in, like, everyone's got, like, tuxedos, and there's, like, a full-on production.
Right.
Yeah, there were little kids running around.
Yeah, because I was told about it the night before by someone that was like one of the judges. They're like, you should come, it'll be fun. And then I show up and I'm like, this does not look like fun.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't show up to that.
Yeah, you were
I was sick.
Interestingly absent. Yeah, that was a good call, whether you were really sick or not.
He was sick enough to not want to drive 45 minutes to town.
Hey, Jordan, how'd you get here from St. Louis?
I came down here for college, typical.
Like Mizzou or Columbia College?
Columbia
or what?
College.
Columbia
man.
College.
Columbia College.
Right on.
Yeah, I wanted to make pretty pictures when I grew up.
Were you successful?
I was successful. I made a few pretty pictures. I still make some pretty pictures.
Yeah.
And now I'm just making pretty sounds, man.
All right.
Did the album cover for the last album.
Is that right?
For Floodplain, yeah.
Floodplain was the name of the last record, and that was like 2017. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, a little bit about your musical background. And Cory, first of all, before I know you're a local guy. I've known you for years.
Yep.
We used to run across
back
paths.
in the Fugue days.
Back when you were just cutting your teeth back there at the Fugue, I remember. What about music background, Jordan? You have a music in your family, or?
Yeah, I mean, as much I suppose as maybe a little more than most people, but not as much as some. Dad was kind of an audiophile of many different things. He was a guitar player and a living room recording artist, and every kind of spare penny he got from everything went to the next piece of stereo equipment. Or
my dad was a lot like that too.
Yeah, I've still got all of his records that are in alphabetical order. Yeah, but he pretty much him. He was what he gave me the musical taste, and then around 16, I decided my fingers had something to say.
Mm-hmm. You always been a guitar player?
No, I just picked up the bass. I picked up the bass at 16. Having a sleepover with a buddy, and it was a dude I hadn't connected with in a while. Mm-hmm. We started hanging out, and he had a spare bass, and he was a bass player. We hung out all night, and he started talking to me about it, and I started listening to bass lines, and he was so jazzed about it. And as soon as I picked it up and he started showing it to me, I got hooked. About a month later, I got a teacher. Took a couple years of lessons, and I haven't played anything else since.
All right. Yeah, well, you're a very good bass player. It's fun.
Thanks,
fun to watch you play. Derek, what about you? Background?
I started playing guitar when I was 11 or 12, and then kind of took a break. My cousin was the guy that got me started. He had a white Strat. He taught me how to play the intro line to Stairway to Heaven.
Of course.
First thing I learned how to play that. Some Skinner.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'm basically about the same at playing guitar as I was then. Just I know more scales now. I've not gotten any better. I've just been leaning on the crutch of I know a bunch of chords since then.
Oh, yeah. And your first time here in the studio at 9 on Friday, so we have to say good morning and hello to our friends that drive the waste management mobile out there. They're big listeners to the program, I'm certain of it.
They're listening right now.
Yeah, I think they make a point to come down here every Friday and throw a monkey wrench into my music. Yeah. So anyway, one of these days, I say it every week, but I am going to find out who's driving that truck and invite him up here someday and tell him that he's been a big part, or she has been a big part of the program for a long time. Yeah. So, all right, Cory, what about you? Background music?
I actually started on the guitar, and then I knew a couple friends that had drum kits, and I would always go over there and bang around, and they'd kick me off because I wasn't any good. And then, 10 years later, still doing it, and I'm better.
Haven't kicked him off the drum. He's fallen off it a couple times.
He has a pretty interesting little drum kit that he kind of started using. I don't know how long ago since you started using that little kind of homemade kit that you made.
3
5
years?
years ago?
5 years?
Yeah,
it's been a while.
That long.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 5 years.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Well, one of these days I'm going to have to figure out how to get a little video feed out of here so that people can see some of the instruments and some of the bands when they're playing. But Cory's little drum kit here is a pretty cool little artistic piece as well. Yeah. Diana's in the corner taking a couple photos of it, so we'll put a couple of these up on Instagram later
today. Quick description: it's like a suitcase with a tambourine tied to the front of it, a cast iron skillet, and a wooden box, and there's a little symbol attached.
The most expensive part.
Don't you forget about our biggest sponsor, the Folgers bucket.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a blue bucket today.
We changed it. The Folgers, they quit giving us free coffee grounds, so.
Oof.
So we
switch over to Maxwell House or something.
Well, we switch back to a generic brand. We're not going to do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm not advertising for anybody for free, right?
Yeah.
All right. I got some more questions for you, but before we do that, why don't we settle down and play a piece of music, huh?
All right. Sure.
What are you guys gonna do?
You want to do? We got a bunch of new ones. We're kind of about to record a new album here soon. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do studio-wise, whether we're going to do it in town again, or I kind of want to go down to New Orleans or one of the bigger music cities and go down and do it into, I don't know, just a different place. Columbia's been good to us as far as studios.
Right.
Will's always great to work with.
Yeah, I was going to say you do a lot of recording at Will Reeves' place.
Yeah, that's the only place in town that I'd go to. So, give your money to Will, guys.
All right, I'm going to back off here for a second, and we're going to let the Woodsmiths play a song for us here. It's Mike. You listen to, I almost said radio.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me know if this is a little too loud or too quiet.
I can take care of the mic on this side here for the most part. Yeah, I'd bring that down maybe just a hair.
For sure.
But we'll figure it out here once we get going. Anyway, Open Mic Radio, and here's the Woodsmiths. Back in a few minutes.
Are we playing now?
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you, gentlemen. That's the Woodsmiths. What's that called?
Cup full of kerosene.
Cup full of kerosene.
Yeah.
I feel like I drank a few of those over the holidays here. Taking a break on the alcohol for 2019. I'm trying at least. We're going to see if that works.
It's a rough one. Sobriety's not easy.
Yeah, we're going to find out. Anyway, okay, so it's Mike. You listen to Open Mic Radio. Cup full of kerosene. That's the Woodsmiths. They're with me here in the studio this morning. And good to have you here, guys. Let's ask you another question about maybe influences. Who'd you kind of listen to a lot of, Derek, when you were growing up?
The Wu-Tang Clan.
The Wu-Tang Clan.
Listen to a lot of Wu-Tang. Listen to a lot of, I don't know, honestly, a lot of hip-hop, for real. A lot of local bands whenever I was coming up, most of which aren't really around anymore. Mm-hmm. Like Cave was a band. I guess they were going to play here in town, just canceled their show.
I saw him on the bill recently.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, those guys are really cool. Those guys. Some of the early. There was a record label called Painfully Midwestern. A lot of the guys from there, like Ditch Witch was a band that I was familiar with. That's Mercer and Johnson before it was Mercer and Johnson.
Right, and before the Missouri Monsters and that, right?
Yeah, all that. And then, Bachman's Ufio was a band that, like, I used to go see them play sold-out shows at the Music Cafe, back when the Music Cafe was, before it was the Fugue. Yeah.
Man, deep cuts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I've been listening to, I feel like I've been focused on, like, Missouri music for, like, since I was a kid, just because it was, like, around. I was like, oh, these guys are doing it. There's a band called MU33.
I'm not familiar with them.
That was, like, one of the first bands. It was a college band. They pressed a vinyl. They played at the only Bokomo festival that we ever had out at the Columbia Fairgrounds. That was like
weird event.
It was like
That was a really
Everclear,
weird
Gravity
event.
Kills, and there was like all these like weird '90s bands that were there, and then there was like a couple local bands on the bill.
But are you talking about Bacchanalia, like circa 2000?
Oh, okay, no, that's what that's what I thought you were talking about.
Oh no, yeah, Bokomo was like the rinky-dink little festival they had at the fairgrounds, and there was like a half pipe with guys on BMX bikes, and like a stage. I remember the guy from Gravity Kills was like riding his keyboard like a surfboard at one point during the set.
I wish we had a Bokomo festival.
Yeah,
maybe they'll bring it back.
Yeah, we should bring back the Bokomo festival.
All right.
Let's
I'm
figure out
going
a
to
way
be
to do
the
that.
administrator. I book all the bands.
Hey, if you need a partner, we'll find a place to do it. You know, those people out of Catfish Katie's are pretty cool. I think there needs to be a festival out there sometime this summer. I don't know. They don't.
No, they definitely got the stage for it.
You know?
Yeah, they got a space too.
Yeah,
That's something we might put on the docket. We might have to talk about this a little bit later.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Corey, who you listen to, or who you
I listen
who'd you
to
grow
a
up with?
lot of stuff. I'm wearing a death metal shirt right now. You know, playing a suitcase like bluegrass music. But I mean, I kind of hanging out with him. A lot of hip hop, metal. I actually didn't really start getting into country until like a few years ago. Derek kind of got me into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a lot of stuff.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Jordan?
Corey hated country until I started playing like all the good old
All the
country.
good
All the
stuff.
old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of grew up on because my parents listened to country, and I
used
always
to hate it.
I hated it, with a passion.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I was the same.
Me too. I think all of us.
So
Yeah.
why are you listening
God.
to Hank Williams? I don't think that's good. My mom's like, it's good. Trust me.
God, wait, I used to hate my dad playing Wayne the Train Hancock in the
man,
car. That
he's
was
so
like
great.
the bane of my existence when
Right.
I was like 13 or 14. And yeah, like when I was a kid, it was all kind of like the classic 90s, alt rock stuff. Like, well, I guess it's not the classic. They've been around longer than that, but like, always been a giant Chili Peppers fan.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's kind of natural. I gravitated towards the bass.
Yeah, Flea, what a player.
Yeah, but yeah, I used to hate stuff like Wayne the Train and yada yada. I didn't really start getting into country until I started playing in the country band with my buddy Skylar Pringer from the Dirt Road Junkies.
Yeah.
Played with him for a lot of years, and man, playing with somebody or playing the music, and then also playing with people that have like had it in their soul for so long, like shows you all the like little nooks and crannies of the genre that you would not have stumbled on, or maybe would have stumbled. It would have taken a lot more work, but
Right.
But yeah, that got me into a bunch of the stuff that's going on now, like Cody Jinks and Tyler Childers and Whitey Morgan and
Right. Whitey Morgan's great.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, you
Love
gotta
those
check
guys.
out Billy Strings.
Oh yeah,
He's awesome, dude.
We just played it. I think Augie just played his whole everything that we could find from him like 2 days ago at work.
Do you guys ever listen to Woody Atkins' show on?
Yeah.
The Real Deal Country
Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, Woody's the guy that pretty much turned me on to country music a few years back.
Yeah,
I'm
those
quite a bit older than you guys, and I didn't like country until I was, till a few years back.
I feel like you need some direction, especially with like the weird turn that it took in the 90s.
That's what
Yeah,
did it,
man,
man.
no,
It just
'cause
turned everybody off.
Dude, I was
some
still
calling
coming
you
out. We were still like I think the last of like the music video generation,
Yeah.
And I still remember. I don't remember whose horrible song it was, but that the honky tonk badonkadonk
Oh yeah.
song. Do you remember that from like
Yeah.
the
I don't know who
mid
did it,
90s?
though.
No, you
Yeah.
should hear the country music like today.
I
Like,
saw
it
one
is
called the song's called
terrible.
Tailgate, and it's this. The whole video is this girl just in the background, in the back of a truck, and like the background's changing around her, and it just sounds like a crappy pop song. It's not even
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I'd like to
yeah.
follow the timeline and see where exactly it split from like
I kind of
Something
want to
you
blame
listen
Taylor
to.
Swift. Like,
Taylor
No,
I think she might
it
have
happened
had.
way before
Yeah.
her, man. Some
Yeah,
record
it's been
executive figured
a
out
bit,
that they could just
so.
take, their studio band and get somebody that had a country accent and give them, like, are you from somewhere that, like, not many people have heard of? Yeah, you got a pretty good voice. We'll just give you a band and you can write songs that,
Sing about your tractor.
yeah, just do anything to pander down.
Well,
Yeah,
the
there was
studio band thing that was happening back in like Elvis's day. What was the name of his backing band that was like on every Nashville? Like, I would want to say it's the
Yeah.
Legionnaires, but I know that's not what it is. It's like one of those.
I forget. I wish Kevin was here. He'd know.
Yeah,
It's crazy what happened to country music. It really did change significantly. And now it's sort of shifting back. Now you've got outlaw
Oh, yeah.
country and
Yeah,
some of the people that are recognizing the older stuff.
That's
Well, I
like
feel like
against the
that
face
stuff
of the record
had to
labels,
be
too, though.
that had to be going on behind the scenes. It just finally finally enough people that loved country started thinking, what the hell? Where's the actual?
Right.
Where's
Well,
the
all
good
these
stuff?
guys went independently, produced their own, so they don't have a record exec or a producer telling them like,
This is
you
how
should,
it has to sound,
You should
and-
switch this part on this song to make it a little more for the people. Like, you think Sturgill
I'm-
listens to anyone when he goes into the studio?
Right.
Like,
No, that's a big part of it. I mean, so many record contracts actually have that written right into the contract. I mean, if you're going to record with a big label, typically they're
three
going to be pretty
singles on
much in
each
control
album.
of that record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want 3 singles and then they pay you like 10 cents for every album that you sell.
Yeah, no. If you can get away with it, doing doing it sort of independent way, that's the
Yeah.
way to
More fun
go.
that way.
Hey, are you familiar? Speaking of good country music, you guys know Paul Weber and the Scrappers?
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
A lot of fun seeing those guys around.
Yeah.
I've
man.
known Paul since he was playing. Well,
Hoot
he was playing with the Hoot and Hollers before, but he was playing with Todd Day
With Todd Waite, right?
Yeah,
down
California
and in New Orleans for a while.
Yeah, New Orleans too. Yeah.
I just ran into there over Christmas. I was in St. Louis and I went to John's show out at off Broadway, and I ran into their drummer, the Scrappers drummer,
Justin Hickerson. Yeah.
Well, we were wearing the same shirt that night, and it was a dimly lit bar. We had the same length hair right now. You saw that Instagram
I
post?
did. That was fantastic.
Took out the Sharpie, and I just drew a little beard on myself.
Yeah.
Made ourselves twinsies.
That was pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah. Jordan and Justin did a little twins thing that night.
That was fun.
Well,
Yeah,
hey,
those
we
are good
are
guys.
we're about halfway through the hour here, and I don't want to waste too much time talking. I'd like to hear another song from you guys. Will you play one for?
Yeah.
All right. Once again, everybody, this is going to be the Woodsmiths. You're listening to it here on Open Mic Radio. What do you got, Derek?
I don't really have a name for this one yet. It's gonna be a new one. This is a new one though. That's gonna be on the album.
Hey, Jordan, give me a little more bass too. You were a little low on that last song.
All the new ones, Corey. You got it. You remember this one?
Just a hair.
Here we go.
It's gonna be a long time before I get my peace of mind. Might be a year or so before the story's told, but I will.
fantastic. I love that one. That's a great one. Yet to be named, I guess, huh?
Maybe Under Attack. I don't know. Send in your submissions, Woodsmiths.
All right. Sounds good. Everybody, you're listening to Open Mic Radio on KOPN 89.5 FM. My guests in the studio today are the Woodsmiths. We've got Cory and Derek and Jordan with me. Pleasure to have you guys. I'm glad you stopped in. What's going on this night? You got any shows coming up? Anything you want to talk about?
No, nothing on the... Well, maybe when we hear back from Rose. I don't know. We're talking... few different people, kind of starting to get the new year lined up.
Yeah.
Say it's winter time and it's not fun playing shows in the winter, so I kind of was just like, I don't want to drag my stuff in and out in the cold.
Right.
Like, we can just take a little time to figure out what we're going to do in the summer and spring.
Yeah, I think I'm still recovering from New Year's.
Yeah.
Working on a week hangover.
Kind of doing pop-up shows here and there. Maybe some busking. That's always... If you get those nice, like, 70-degree days in January and stuff, so it's like...
Get out on the corner somewhere.
Doing that. I don't know, it's cool getting back to doing that stuff, honestly. I feel like you play all these shows all the time, and it's a big runaround, and it's like... It's fun, but, I mean, driving 5 hours to play for 2 is not the funnest.
Right.
And when you can just drive 10 minutes down the road and you can play all day long, it's just as fun.
Right.
Yeah.
What... Let me ask you about songwriting. Who does most of it? You guys have written quite a bit of material over the years.
I've written all of it.
You write all of it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
God, it pours out of them.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's all an accident.
And then you'll just present it to the other guys, and they'll kind of pick out their parts or kind of design their parts? Or
Yeah,
how?
Sometimes he does it right on the spot. We'll be doing a show and he'll be like, hey, I just wrote this song a few days ago. We're going to play it. You guys have never heard it. So hopefully it goes okay.
Well, there's also been a few times where I've like written songs on stage where I don't have lyrics or anything, but like I'm able to cobble together what I can remember at the end of it. Be like,
That's
remember
awesome.
that one how it went like this? Cory will be like, Corey's always a little worse too. Like,
I'm just bad with song names.
No, he'll
so
be like, have we played that one before? I'm like, dude, it's on an album.
Yeah, he'll be like, that was on our first album. Like, play it. Like, as soon as I hear it, I'll know what it is. But as far as song names, like,
That's funny.
not the best.
Yeah, no, songwriting was one of those things that like, when I first started doing it, it was like a real. I feel like I was trying way too hard. Like, you're trying to like put all your heart and soul into like every line of a song, and it's not really the way it works. You kind of just gotta write for the trash can, basically. Like if it's not good, throw it away. And I've thrown plenty of songs away.
Right, but just keep writing and grab the good stuff, huh?
Yeah, what a great line, right for the trash can.
I like it. That should be a part of a song.
Yeah. I think that's like just an artistic principle in general with whatever you're doing. If you just got any art in it, man, you got to be willing to throw away a bunch of stuff, which is yeah. And whatever you're doing, you gotta you're gonna make a bunch of junk before you get good at making anything.
I think that's true. Diana does the program after mine. Her show is called Speaking of the Arts, and she brings lots of people through here that are in the arts community outside of music primarily, although there's some musicians that come on her program. But I think she'd probably agree that you got to do something for a while before you get good at it.
Yeah. 10,000 hours.
10,000.
Well, I also took like the backwards approach to like playing music, where when I first started, I started just playing guitar, and then I don't have the proper mind to learn things note for note. So I'd start trying to learn something. Next thing I know, I was like writing chord progressions and stuff with what I had just learned and like switching them around. And then I never learned covers until I'd been playing for like 7 years. Like where I actually sat down and learned a cover and like started trying to
play it the way it was played.
The
or something.
singing thing was something that kind of came out of nowhere. It was never something I intended on doing, because I was originally just writing. I had another guy that was playing with me early on, and I was like writing songs and he was singing them. And then he would always forget the words and he'd just like make stuff up like on the stage, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna waste my time to write songs for you if you're not gonna remember the words,
Right,
so,
that's the whole point, right?
So like I'll do them, I'll sing them then, yeah.
No offense to singers out there that use like a lyric sheet or whatever, but it always drives me
I
crazy.
say big offense to those people.
Big offense.
If you got a lyric sheet on stage, you need to quit your job.
Right.
Find us in the parking lot after the show, you weird sheet having mothers.
Weird sheet having mothers.
I'd rather forget the words on stage than have a cheat sheet in front of me.
I'm with you on that. I think that's a fair statement. So
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like I'm not looking at 4 hours bass tabs, man.
Yeah.
I got no sheet music up here in front of me.
All right, well, I'm going to ask you a favor, though. I've started sort of a new tradition here. It started with the Hoot and Hollers 2 weeks ago, but
Nice.
I have to read a couple of these PSAs on the air every morning. And rather than me read them, I thought that I would have my guests read them.
right.
And you can do them in any kind of voice that you choose, or make just pretty much read what's there on the paper if you would. But I'm going to have Jordan and Derek, unless one of them decides to bail out and throws one over to Cory here.
Oh.
But I think Jordan looks like he's ready to do it.
Give
We're
me
gonna
one
have.
with more words.
Go for it.
All right, here we go. We got a couple of pieces of business here to take care of.
All right, this is a promo PSA for Operation Safe Winter Como. Operation Safe Winter Como is a volunteer coalition dedicated to direct action in the support of local homeless population in Columbia, Missouri. Throughout the winter, they collect coats, sleeping bags, tents, socks, underwear, gloves, hats, and toiletries and distribute them to those in need. KOPN is serving as a drop location for donations for these items. If you'd like to make a donation, you can bring it by the station 915 East Broadway, Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 and 5 p.m. And your solidarity and generosity will help provide a safe winter for those who need it most. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Jordan.
No problem.
All
brother.
right, next one. What do we got?
Going for smart strips over here.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that 75% of electricity used I'm not good at reading out loud. Oh, here we go. Start over. You know that 75% of the electricity used to power a home's electronics is consumed while the electronics are turned off. And did you also know the government can tell? That's not Advanced power strips are replacing traditional power strips. These smart strips recognize when a device is turned off and on, told you, and shut off the power supply. This can save you approximately $200 annually and a trip from the FBI to your house.
That's why you never got called on in language arts, man.
Yeah. I was the kid in the class. Please don't call me. Please don't call me.
All right, so that's what we do here at KLPM. We bring public service announcements to the lovely listeners out there. So now you got your information for Friday morning. And I think without further delay, we're going to have to hear another song here from the Woodsmiths. We got about 15 minutes left. I want to get two more out of you guys if I can. You think we could do that?
Yeah, let's squeeze them.
Let's do a slow one and a fast one.
Slow one and a fast one.
All right.
Do you want to do that old one?
Which old one?
Ask Cory what the name of it is. Oh, he's like, huh, what?
Yeah, that's the way we do it on stage. You want to do that one?
Do you want to do that one, or do you want to do
got a
Day
50.
Before the Day?
Yeah, this is called Box Full of Letters. I wrote this years ago.
Oh man, this one.
Yeah.
Well, we can do it. We could do Day Before the Day also for the Tuesdays. Those are.
Yeah,
You want to do Day Before the Day, man?
Before the Day or Box Full of Letters?
All right, let's do Day then.
The Woodsmiths. KLPN.
Day
Yeah.
The Day Before the Day. I like it. Is that an older one or a new one?
It's a new one.
New one.
It's gonna be on the new album. Because we're doing all new stuff.
All right.
Doing like half the new album for you up here.
So you guys are recording, or you're planning on recording again soon?
We've
Talking about it, yeah.
kind of been loosely planning on it for like the last 5 or 6 months, and I'm just now kind of getting the gears going on actually looking into stuff.
Well, I mean,
Right.
we're doing this one a little different than we usually do, or you have done, I suppose. So we've been kicking around ideas, scraping money together, you know, the pre-album usual rambles.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be more of an actual... Like, we did 2 in the studio already, and then 3 that I did in my basement. I guess 4, or 3 in the studio, too, if you count the Christmas EP.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we did all those just live. We'd go in and record, like, 20 songs. And, like, the first time we did 15 songs, or 21 songs in, like, 4 hours.
Wow.
And then the last one, I think we split it up over 2 sessions, so we had like maybe 9 songs each time, and then we cut it down from 9 to like 14 or 15 for the album.
Right on.
But yeah, like that's cool and everything, but I think we're gonna try and do it like a little more tracked out this next time, you know, and then have some local...
We're still gonna like do it live though.
We'll still do it live, but like split up a little bit more. Yeah.
Like, you know, the way
like try and sit in there with a quick
yeah,
track,
just like with your headphones on and like playing over a track. Like,
we'll do it live,
just
but we're
doesn't
gonna
feel
leave space for other people to come in.
Yeah,
and
maybe have
probably
some visiting
get some special
jazz
guests,
musicians. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Stay
Dave
tuned,
Durnley was
to
on.
be announced.
Yeah, Dave Durnley and Sam Shin were on the first 3. Kind of over the 3, we split it because that was 2 sessions too, and we split that up over 3 albums.
right. Dave's one of my favorites, Darnley. He's just fantastic.
Yeah, he played real nice on a couple songs that he had never heard before. So
that's how we do it.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, why don't we give out some contact information if people want to get a hold of you or find out how they can learn more about you on the web, I guess.
We got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Most active is probably Facebook. They'll still use Instagram, but you can get a hold of us on any of those ones. But yeah, as far as upcoming shows and stuff, Facebook's the one that I'm the one that does it, but yeah, so I try and make sure that I at least have it on there so people know what's going on, because that's the one that people frequent the most.
Right.
We're actually like 3 likes away from 1,500. So, hey,
all
do it
right.
on the air, we'll give you a shout
Very
out.
good. All right, yeah, and also, you know, when you guys are doing that stuff, send me a note, and I'll make sure I mention it on the air. You know,
Oh, nice.
I
Thanks,
do
man.
that pretty regularly. So, okay, I'm going to have you guys do one more, and then we can wrap things up, and we can make room for Miss Diana Moxon, who's going to be doing her show in a little bit here, and then we'll go on from there. What do you got planned for tonight? Anything fun?
Oh man, I think I'm gonna clean the house.
I think it might be. I'll give
I
them
said fun, Jordan.
I'll give these guys a plug. I think I'm gonna go see Marcellus Ghost out at
They're at
Roachport
the
General
Roachport Store. I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
I've got it before the end of the program here. I usually do a quick rundown on what's happening tonight, and let's do that real fast here, I guess. We've got at Rose, we got the Fried Crawdad. He's doing happy hour. Then the Missouri Bluegrass Festival tonight, and that's going to have Mercer and Johnson and Old Salt Union. I'm not sure who else with that one, but I know those guys are going to be there. You got the Missouri Jazz Fest going on at the Blue Note as well. And in fact, next week we'll have Mike Nolan, the general manager of the Blue Note, will be here on the program. We'll talk with Mike about some of these upcoming shows and also just about his background and music here in Missouri. Like Derek just said, we got Marcella's Ghost tonight at the Roachport Store. Tell me a little bit about them.
It's like a kind of cool, like folky. I think there's 4-piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Almost like a
fiddle,
bluegrass,
guitar.
sort of.
Sort of. Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like it's more on the folk tip than bluegrass, but I mean, yeah, it's just a good local band that people need to go check out because they're good.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
Real
So-
solid fiddle player.
Right on. All right, so that's tonight at the Roachport Store, and anything at Cafe Berlin, it doesn't look like it. All right, so let's have one more from the Woodsmiths, and then we'll wrap things up here.
All right.
What do you got for us?
This one's called A New Place to Call My Own. Kind of think about moving out of town sometime here soon. Maybe try and expand my circle of hanging out.
All right.
Yeah, I've been... I don't know, anyway, but this is a song about not liking Columbia. I do have songs about liking Columbia.
Just PSA before I sing a song about not liking it.
You've all been warned, okay?
Yeah.
Here's the Woodsmiths, Open Mic Radio, KOPN.
Living in the city has really brought me
Ladies and gentlemen, the Woodsmiths. Thanks again, you guys.
Yeah,
Oh, man. Our pleasure. Thanks for having us, man.
Fantastic. That was fun. Jordan, ripping it up there on the bass.
Yeah.
So I'll be keeping around.
That's right. All right, you guys. I'll see you out and about, all right?
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. It's Mike. You're listening to KOPN Columbia. This is Open Mic Radio. We got about 4 minutes before we wrap things up here, and we'll get to Speaking of the Arts with the lovely Diana Moxon. I've got a couple things to mention before the end of the program here. Next week we'll have Mike Nolan from the Blue Note, and Mike's got a bunch of good shows lined up for the next few weeks here, so we'll talk about what's happening at the Blue Note and at Rose over the next few weeks, but we'll also do a nice proper interview with Mike and find out a little bit about him. He's been involved in the music scene here in Columbia for a long, long time and been a part of bringing a lot of great musicians and bands here to Columbia. So that's coming up next week. We got Mike Nolan from the Blue Note. Nick Gorham, hopefully in the next few weeks. Nick, of course, is the drummer for the Gold Bugs and does some other work with John Galbraith. And who else? The Comancheros, new country from Columbia. We'll see what those guys are about. Dylan Walsh, Irish singer-songwriter friend of mine. We'll have him on the air via telephone. Ray Fitzgerald at some point. And I'm not sure who else. So anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, the email address is Orbit Radio. Wait, I shouldn't give that one. It's Mike Hagan at MikeHagan.com. And if you have music that you'd like to introduce me to or share with me or anything else that you want to get to me, just do that through email. You can send it to me again at MikeHagan at MikeHagan.com. And also on Instagram, if you look for Open Mic Radio, you can find me on there as well. You can find the Woodsmiths online as well at Facebook and on Instagram and at Twitter. And check those guys out. They're a lot of fun and making some good music for a long time here in Columbia. Let's see, what else? What do we have going on later today? Power Pop Pat from 6 to 8. We've got Penguin Tracks from 4 to 6. Grateful Dead show coming on at 8 o'clock. And then great music throughout the rest of the night. So keep it dialed in here to KOPN for your Friday afternoon and evening. Got a lot of great music and probably a little bit of talk coming for the rest of the day. And once again, Diana Moxon coming up in about 2 minutes. We will put a little piece of music on here. We'll wrap things up with the title track from the Woodsmiths' most recent record. It's called Floodplain. Come on back next week, and we'll catch up with you then. It's Mike. You've been listening to Open Mic Radio on KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. Once again, this is the Woodsmiths.
Summer